G'day trendsetters. The last video I made was about this little blueberry and how I'm treating the soil to acidify it so as to get better growth out of my little blueberry, which it is, and I'm very happy with its growth. There could be just a little bit of, can't think of the word. So towards the end of the last video I mentioned that I would be adding some bagged cow manure and some hoo-flung dung as a mulch around the base of the blueberry, but I've since received a few comments and some further information which would suggest that that's probably not such a good idea. I welcomed both the comments and I found both of them very informative. And the first one, which was by, if you will excuse me, so the first comment was from Jason. And he suggested that he's a big fan of Nutrol products. I pretty much use them exclusively, but I was concerned that you were using hoo-flung dung on the blueberry plant as they don't like nitrates. From my understanding, they can be harmful to blueberries. Apparently pine bark or something of the sort is more appropriate. All the best and happy gardening. Thank you, Jason. And you're 100% correct, and I was unaware of it before your comment, so now I'm more the wiser. And the hoo-flung dung, it does carry a certain amount of nitrates, as do most chicken manure based fertilizers. I'm still a little bit in the dark about what I can use. So at the moment I'm just going to use a bucket of my homemade compost and I will mulch. Probably, I don't like pine bark products, but I might. I'm still on the fence about that. But I'm thinking of using just a bit of sugarcane mulch, just to keep the moisture in the soil and stop the hot sun from summer baking the soil and hurting the roots of this plant. So I've since found out that blueberries are a pain in the ass to grow, which is probably why I'm having so much trouble. But I'm always up for a challenge. Now, my other comment was from Kyle Abbott. Oh, this is hurting, hang on. So, the other comment I got was from Kyle Abbott. And he goes on to say, I'm preparing a bed for blueberries. I've used standard garden soil with Canadian sphagnum moss and added soil sulfur granules, which for the acidification, obviously. I considered adding cow manure, but based on what I found, cow manure is generally a neutral pH. At this point, the cow manure I have access to would actually raise my pH, which I have down to around 6 at this point. Perhaps the cow manure you have in your area is more acidic due to the environmental factors on the cows it came from. I don't know either, Kyle, at this stage, but I'm endeavouring to find out. Kyle goes on to say, I'm from Louisiana, USA, for what it's worth. Well, thank you, Kyle, all the way from Louisiana, USA. I had plans to visit that area of the country next year for my 60th birthday, but it's not looking good. But I've still got 12 months, so let's see. So because of Kyle's comment, also I've pulled back on the cow manure that I was going to use until I can find out for certain what the pH of it is. So I'm going fairly neutral. Bucket of compost and a good layer of sugarcane mulch to help retain moisture in the soil. So just a little bit of feedback from the last video that I'd received and I wanted to pass on to you, and hopefully you find it helpful. But it is looking pretty good. And when I find out more, I'll let you know. But in the meantime, there's a chance that blood and bone might be an acceptable nitrogen type fertilizer to add. But if you do add it, you still want to use it fairly sparingly from what I can gather. I think that's about all I've got for you at this moment. But as I find out more, I'll let you know and keep this little blueberry alive, and hopefully keep your blueberries alive as well. So cheers and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.